Hi, this is Archana. In this video lecture, I am giving information regarding to the arc phenomena, initiation of arc, principle of arc interruption, arc voltage, and restriking and recovery voltages will be obtained in the circuit breaker. In previous lecture, I am explained how the arc will be produced in the circuit breaker. Now we see what is the arc phenomena. First, this is the moving contact and this is the fixed contact. When the relay will be given to the indication to the circuit breaker, automatically the moving contact will move away from the fixed contact. Then the arc will be obtained in between the fixed and moving contact. This is the arc that will be obtained in between the fixed and the moving contacts. This is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. In between the fixed and the moving contact, the arc will be struck in that. First, what is the arc phenomena? When the contacts of the circuit breakers are separated, there is a large amount of electrical discharge between these two contacts. When the contacts of the circuit breaker are separated. When the contacts of the fixed and moving contacts are separated, there is a large electrical discharge between these two contacts. Between these contacts due to the ionization. It is known as the arc phenomena. Due to the ionization process in between these two contacts, the arc will be struck. Due to that ionization, the large electrical discharge will be obtained. This is known as the arc phenomena. Okay, this may continue until the discharge causes. Until the discharge, the arc may be continued. Due to that arc, the contact of the circuit breaker may be damaged. Due to this arc, the contacts of the circuit breaker may be damaged. Because the arc means that we are delivering the much amount of heat energy. Due to that heat energy, the contacts of the circuit breaker may be damaged. This is the one of the main problem in the circuit breaker. Therefore, we extinguish the arc within a short time, or we reduce the arc within a short time. This is the known as the arc phenomena. Next concept is the initiation of arc. How the arc will be produced? What are the reasons for initiation of the arc? These are the following mainly two reasons for initiation of the arc. By high voltage gradient at the cathode resulting into the field emission. Due to the field emission, the potential difference between the contacts. Due to that, the potential difference between the contacts, the arc will be struck in between the fixed and moving contact. That is known as the field emission. Next one is the thermo emission or thermonic emission. By increasing the temperature resulting into the thermonic emission. Due to the thermonic emission, the temperature may be increased. These are the following two reasons for initiation of the arc. In that, what is meant by the field emission? When the fixed and moving contacts is move away from the contact, there is one arc will be fixed in that moving and fixed contacts. Under this contacted area, the pressure between the contacts may be decreases and also decreases the contacted area. When the relay will be giving the indication to the circuit breaker, the moving coil is move away from the fixed contact. Then the arc will be struck in between the fixed and moving contact. Slowly the moving contact may be move away from the fixed contact. Therefore, we are reducing the contacted area. Then by reducing the contacted area, the pressure between the contacts decreases. Then the potential difference is created between them. Due to that potential difference, the arc will be continued in between the contacts. This is known as the field emission. Next one is the thermonic emission. It is the moving contact. If the moving contact move away from the fixed contact, if the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact, the density of the current may be increases and also the temperature rises. Due to the temperature rises, the arc may be continued for long time. This is known as the thermonic emission. This is known as the thermonic emission. For that reduction of the arc, in modern circuit breakers, we are using the different types of moderators. We are using the different types of mediums. Due to this emission, the arc is struck between the contacts of the circuit breaker. Due to this following two emissions, field and thermonic emissions, the arc is struck between the circuit breaker. This arc damages the circuit breaker contacts. The arc will be reduced within a short period. The next concept is in the modern circuit breaker, we are using the SF6 as a medium. SF6 gas means the sulfur hexafluoride gas. Normally in the fixed and the moving contacts, this is the moving contact and this is the fixed contact. Normal circuit breaker, in the moving and fixed contact, we are having the air surrounding the air. But in the case of the modern circuit breaker, we are using the SF6 gas. Totally the moving and fixed contacts are to be immersed by this SF6 gas. Due to the properties of this SF6 gas, the arcing time will be reduced. For that reason, nowadays, in present days, we are using the SF6 circuit breakers. The contacts of the moving and fixed contacts are to be totally immersed with the SF6 gas. Due to the properties of this SF6 gas, the arc may be reduced within a short period. For that reason, nowadays we are using the SF6 gas. Next, in the next concept, we will discussing about the arc voltage. What is meant by the arc voltage in the circuit breaker? During the arcing period, some voltage will be appeared across the breaker contacts. During the arcing period, when the arc will be struck in between the fixed and moving contacts, in that time some voltage will be appeared across the contacts. This voltage is known as the arcing voltage. While observing the graph, we are representing the system voltage. This is the system voltage graph and this is the fault current. This is the fault current. In that half cycle there is no any fault current and after that it will be reaches to the zero and again it will be some oscillations will be obtained. Okay, when the contacts will be open, in that we measure the voltage. That voltage is known as the arcing voltage. While observing this gap, the voltage shoots up to a peak. The voltage shoots The voltage shoots means that this is the peak value. Up to the peak, when the current hits a 0, up to the peak. If the voltage will be in 90, up to the peak value, the fault current may be 0. It may be 0. Okay, this is the arc voltage. Soon as the breaker contacts open, an arc is formed between the contacts of the breaker. The voltage that which appear across the contact of the breaker during this arcing period is called arc voltage. Here, the voltage which shoots up the peak when the current across it to its 0. This observed in the graph. This will be observed in the graph. This is the voltage graph and this is the fault current graph. After that, the current 0. It is the current 0 instant. If the voltage will be in the peak position, in that case, the fault current may be reached to the 0. The fault current may be reached to the 0. In the next concept, what factors are represented for maintaining the arc? What are the factors to be considered for maintaining the arc? The main two factors are responsible for monitoring the arc between the contacts. That is, first one is the potential difference between the contacts. Due to the changes in the voltage between the contacts and the medium, when the circuit breaker will be open the contacts, and then automatically the potential difference may be obtained due to the medium. Due to that potential difference, some voltages will be changes in between the contacts and the medium. Then the arc will be increased. Due to the ionization particles, heat may be increased and arc is maintained. Due to that arc, first the contact of the circuit breaker damages. For that, we reduces the arcing time. Reducing the arcing time. When the contacts have small separation, then the potential difference between them is sufficient to maintain the arc. Next one is the ionized particles between the contacts. This is the ionized particles between the contacts. The ionization particles between the contacts acts as a charged carriers. Due to that ionization particles, the arc will be increased. In the next concept, what are the methods for arc extinction? Why you are extinguish the arc means due to the arc, the fixed and moving contacts may be damaged. For that reason, within a short period, we reduce the arc. What are the types of we are taking for reducing the arc? Mainly, we are considering the two methods. First one is the high resistance method. Next one is the low resistance or zero resistance method. In high resistance method means the arc resistance will be increased. Therefore, the current will be reduced because the resistance is inversely proportional to the current. While reducing the current, then automatically the heat will be reduced. Then the arc will be reduced automatically. In this method, the arc resistance is gradually increased so that the current is reduced and heat is insufficient to maintain the arc. Next, the resistance of the arc may be increased by the following methods. First one is the length of the arc. length of the arc. By increasing the gap between the contacts, automatically the resistance may be increased. The length of the arc can be increased by increasing the gap between the contacts. Therefore, the resistance is directly proportional to the length. Normally, the formula for the resistance is R equal to rho L by A. Therefore, the resistance is directly proportional to the length. While increasing the resistance, while increasing the gap between the contacts, then automatically the resistance may be increased. Next method is the cooling of the arc. By cooling the arc by using oil or other coolant materials, then automatically reduces the heat energy. Next one is the reducing cross sectional area of the arc. By reducing the area of the arc, cross sectional area of the arc, then automatically the ionized particles may be reduced. By reducing these ionization particles, automatically the heat energy may be reduced, then the arc will be reduced. Next method is the splitting of the arc. By splitting of the arc or dividing the arc, then automatically the resistance may be increased. Due to the increasing of the resistance, the current may be reduced and then automatically the heat energy may be reduced. Automatically the arc will be reduced. Next one is the low resistance method. It is also known as the zero resistance method. This will be applicable only for the AC circuits, because in AC circuit the current is zero for every half cycle. Each and every half cycles the current may be zero. In that time arc may be reduced. In this method, the dielectric strength of the medium near the current zero is increased by the combine the ionized particles into the neutral particles. While combining the ionized particles to the neutral particles. So this is used only for the AC circuits, because in the AC circuit every half cycle we are having the current zero. In that near the current zero we are reducing the arc. At every current zero the arc is extinguished for a short period. In this method, the dielectric strength of medium near the current zero is increased by the following reasons. In that, the first reason is the causing the ionized particles in the space between the contacts to recombine into neutral molecules. The ionized particles will be combined to the neutral molecules. Therefore, the ionization operation may be reduced. If the ionization operation reduced, automatically the delivery of heat energy will be reduced. Due to the reduction in the heat energy, then the arc may be reduced automatically. Next one is the sweeping the ionized particles. This is sweeping the ionized particles. Sweeping the ionized particles means the totally we remove the or replacing the ionized particles into the unionized particles. Then automatically arc will be reduced. Next one is the deionization of the medium can be achieved by following methods. If the ionized particles may be replaced to the deionization particles, then then the reactions may be reduced. Due to the reduction of the reactions, automatically the heat energy may be reduced and the arcing time may be reduced. For that reason, the deionization may be obtained by using the following points. First one is the lengthening of the gap. Next one is the high pressure. Next one is the cooling. Next one is the burst effect. By using this following terms, ionized particles may be replaced by the deionized particles. In that, first one is the lengthening of the gap. Lengthening of the gap means the gap between the fixed and moving contacts may be increased, then the dielectric strength may be increased. Therefore, arcing time will be reduced due to the replacing of the deionized particles. While the increasing the dielectric strength, automatically the ionized particles may be replaced to the deionized particles. Next one is the high pressure. By giving more pressure between the contacts, by giving the more pressure between the fixed and the moving contacts, the density of the particles may be increased. Due to increases the density of the particles, the deionization particles may be increased. Normally, due to the ionization, more reactions to be done. Due to that reactions, more amount of heat energy may be reduced. Then the arcing time is also reduced. For that reason, we compulsory replace the ionized particles into the deionized particles. This is the one of the main important operation in the any circuit breaker. For without reducing the arcing time, the lifetime of the circuit breaker may be reduced. For that reason, we are definitely reduce the arcing time by using various methods. Next one is the cooling. By using the cooling, the ionized particles may be replaced to the neutral molecules. The neutral molecules are not participate in any reactions. Without participation of the molecules, there is no heat energy will be delivered. This increases the dielectric strength. Strength. Next one is the burst effect. In this, the ionized particles are swept away. Burst effect means we are pushing some high pressure air in between the contacts. Due to that high pressure air, the molecules will be disturbed. The structure of the molecules will be disturbed. The structure of the ionized particles may be disturbed. Then that ionized particles may be replaced to the new ionized particles. Then the dielectric strength may be reduced. Then dielectric strength may be increased. Then the arc may be reduced or arc may be controlled. This is the natural zero current. For every half cycle, we are obtaining the natural zero. In each natural zero current condition, each and every cycle, we are reducing the arcing time. For that reason, it will be only suitable for the AC circuit breakers. Next, coming to the next topic, restriking voltage. First, what is meant by the arc voltage means the voltage that will be obtained across the contacts, that is known as the arc voltage. That is known as the arc voltage. In the figure we are observing this is the system voltage. This is the system voltage and this is the fault current. After that we are observing the current 0. Current 0 instant. Next one is the fault current may be in the oscillations. This is the sum of the oscillations will be obtained. At the starting of the oscillation we are knowing as the restriking. At the ending of the oscillation we are knowing as the recovery voltage. Recovery voltage. The first, restriking voltage. This is the restriking voltage. Restriking voltage means that it is also known as the transient voltage. This is the voltage that appear across the contacts of immediately open the circuit breaker. When the circuit breaker may be open and also the fixed and moving contacts may be open, and the moving contact will be move away from the fixed contact. Immediately we measure the voltage. That voltage is known as the restriking voltage. It is the transient voltage. It is the transient voltage. It is the transient voltage that appear across the breaker contacts. It is the transient voltage that appear across the breaker contacts immediately after the opening of the breaker contacts. Immediately we are measuring the voltage across the breaker contact while opening of the contact. It is known as the restriking voltage or transient voltage. This is the voltage that appear across the contacts after immediately opening the circuit breaker or away moving the contacts from the fixed. Move away or the moving contact will be move away from the fixed contact. At that instant we are measuring the voltage. That voltage is known as the restriking voltage or the transient voltage. That is the starting point of the oscillation. In the graph we are observing that is the transients, that is the starting point of the oscillation. This is the highest peak of the oscillation. This is known as the transient voltage. It is the transient voltage that appear across the breaker contact immediately after opening the breaker. After opening the breaker, it is also known as the transient voltage. It is also known as transient voltage or transient recovery voltage or transient recovery voltage. Next one is the recovery voltage. Recovery voltage. The RMS voltage that appear across the contacts after complete die-off oscillation. It is the normal frequency RMS voltage that appears across the contact of the circuit breaker after complete interruption of the arc. After complete interruption of the arc. This is the recovery voltage. This is the recovery voltage. That means the after complete dying of the oscillation, the voltage that will be measured after complete die of the oscillation, that voltage is known as the recovery voltage. This is the fault current graph. This is the fault current graph. These are the oscillations, short circuit fault current graph. These are the oscillations. oscillations. At the starting of the oscillation, we measure the voltage. That voltage is known as the restriking voltage. At the end of the voltage, we are knowing as the recovery voltage. At the end of the voltage, we are knowing as the recovery voltage. Or after dying, or after total dying of the oscillations, then we will measure the voltage, that is known as the recovery, that is known as the recovery voltage. This is the meaning of a restriking and recovery voltages. First of all, what is meant by the arc voltage, and what is the restriking voltage, and what is the recovery voltage? The three terms will be observed in this graph. Okay, this is the system voltage or arc voltage. This is the system voltage or the arc voltage, and this is the fault current. This is the fault current, and highest peak of the oscillation is known as the restriking voltage, and after die of the oscillation we are knowing as the recovery voltage, and this point is the current 0 instant. In that graph we are observing the arc voltage, restriking voltage and recovery voltage. Arc voltage means the when the fixed and moving contacts are moved away from the when the moving contact is moved away from the fixed contact, at that instant we measure the voltage is known as the arc voltage. Next one is the in the arc voltage, the highest peak is highest peak will be obtained when the fault current will be reaches to 0. Next one is the restriking voltage. Restriking voltage is also known as the transient voltage, that will be obtained across the contact of the circuit breaker while immediately measuring the starting of the oscillation. Immediately measuring the starting of the oscillation. This is the highest peak of the oscillation. It is known as the restriking voltage. It is also called as the transient recovery voltage. Next one is the recovery voltage. This is the recovery voltage, that is the last oscillation or completely die of the oscillation. It is the RMS voltage that appear across the contacts after complete dying of the oscillation. It is known as the recovery voltage. These are the definitions for the arc voltage, restriking voltage and recovery voltages. Okay, thank you.